NFL Sunday Ticket is now on YouTube and YouTube TV, which means that you can stay close to your team even if you don't live in their town. Like, maybe you're a Raven who married a Seahawk who got a job in the land of the Falcons. With NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your team's out-of-market Sunday afternoon games no matter where you live, because you shouldn't have to change teams even if you change towns. NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Go to youtube.com/presale to get $50 off.
Terms and embargoes apply. Offer ends 9/19. No refund. Subscription auto renews.
This is the House of Hockey podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network. Hockey is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. It's you, the diehard supportive fans, your favorite players who are on the team you cheer for, and the organization who supports them.
The companies that make your gear, bags, and beer league sweaters. The hockey moms and hockey dads, and everything else that makes this House of Hockey your home. Come on in. I'm Breezy.
And I'm Rae Rae.
And this is our house. Welcome to the House of Hockey podcast, episode 109. I'm one of your hosts, Breezy.
And I'm your other host, Rae Rae. And no guests this week, but we do have a couple lined up. We have two really incredible interviews scheduled coming down the pipe for you. But there's kind of some fun stuff to talk about this week that's going on in the league.
Yeah, Ryan Hartman, man, what a guy. Absolutely.
We are all Ryan Hartman.
Yes,
absolutely. Just middle fingers up. Just the whole gesture. Like, we have all been in that situation where all we want to do is just flip the bird to somebody who's just pissed us off so bad.
Yeah. And the fact that he did it to Evander Kane, I mean, I didn't watch the game, so I probably shouldn't, comment too much on it. But from what I had seen, It was just like the perfect finish to whatever was going on. And he was just like, you know what? Screw you, dude.
Okay, so there's a couple of things and thoughts I have about this whole story. First of all, why is he getting fined $5,000 for putting up a middle finger? Really? That's the unsportsmanlike?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you got to figure it's like a family sport. Kids are watching it. So
it is not a family sport. Stop that.
It is
not.
It is too. I mean,
you are taking your child to a sporting event where they beat the ever-living daylights out of them on the ice.
That's called good parenting.
It is, but you better describe to your child that, like, hey, we don't do this when we're not playing hockey. And like, you might hear some words and things that you shouldn't say, because if you're bringing a little kid to a hockey game, how many curse words and horrible things are you hearing from people in the stands? So no, it's not a family sport. I'm sorry, but like, I mean, kids are welcome, but parents, at your discretion.
True.
Okay, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, no, because I remember when I went to my first Preds game at Bridgestone Arena with our good friend Tracy and one of my best friends, Amanda. My friend Amanda, was screaming on the top of her lungs, like, effing get out, blah, 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 like, oh, crap, like, but using other words. I obviously don't curse, so I'm not going to say those words. And the guy was like 2 rows in front of us. There's no one sitting in the row in front of us, but like 2 rows in front of us, he had turned around and he goes, "Excuse me, miss, can you please stop using that foul language? There are kids around and this is a family sport. And, we would just like to watch the game without," I mean, she was being very obnoxious with her. Fine. So, I mean, I guess I can give him a little bit of grace there, but
yeah, there's no problem with asking, like, hey, could you turn it down if the person is like really giving obscene gestures and words. Yes. And you do see kids, like, if I saw a little kid sitting in front of me, I would definitely try to tailor what I was saying. But like, no, but like also no. So, it's the risk you take as a parent to bring your child to a hockey game.
I mean, any game, right?
Any sporting event.
Yeah, passionate sports fans. Never know what's going to come out of their mouth.
Yeah, you just tell your kids, don't repeat the words that crazy lady was saying behind us, okay? great. And then you just move on. Like, it's foul language is one thing. Obviously, physical safety for your child in the stands is like a separate thing. And I think that constitutes like calling in the ushers or security if somebody is being like physically aggressive, obviously, because those things do happen. But like, yeah, okay. Like, it doesn't say on my ticket, no foul language. If it did, I think every hockey fan would have a big problem. Yeah. Because if we can't swear, but the players can swear on the ice, that's bullshit.
You know, one of my favorite things to do is actually read like their lips when they get like calls.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know what you just said.
See what I'm saying? Okay.
All right.
So back to Ryan Hartman.
It's fine. Ryan Hartman, middle finger, unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know. Maybe it was meant to do this.
Well, maybe he wouldn't have gotten the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty if it hadn't happened on television, like being able to see that he threw the middle finger.
Yeah.
Like, if they hadn't aired it, maybe he wouldn't have gotten fined for that. But like, since it aired, I think the league has to do something, because like, I don't really think you can do that on a national broadcast, but there's that part of it. But the best part of this story, in my opinion, is that Evander Kane's ex-wife Venmoed Ryan Hartman a couple $100 to help him pay for his fine because she can't stand her ex-husband. But that one simple act has finally put the Minnesota Wild on everybody's radar. And for that, I am very thankful for Anna and the middle finger magic that happened for people to finally pay attention to the Minnesota Wild.
There you go. I mean, I think that they obviously have been playing well enough to have had, a lot of attention. We just probably don't hear a lot of it because we don't necessarily.
No, there is none. Nobody talks about that.
There is some. I think there is some, but
not enough.
Super funny story. And he put a tweet out that said he's going to pay for it with his own money. It was worth it. So, but all of the money that was sent to him was going to be donated. So again, what a guy, doing things for everybody. This.
He's raised $30,500 with still more money to count. For raising money for Children's Minnesota and all the great work that they do for kids. And I love that this turned into an opportunity for good. And this is something that I love about this league and I love about these guys. Like, they can go from flipping the middle finger and punching everybody and flip on a dime and go, let's turn this into an opportunity to help our local community. Boom. And here's like hockey fans, the hockey community giving money all because of dislike towards a hockey player. Is it fair to say that? I mean, that's one way to look at it for sure.
Yeah. I feel like also fans are probably going to start going up to him and be like, can you flip me off? And can I get a picture of you flipping me off?
He should make that his cameo, and all of the money he raises should just go to the Children's Minnesota.
That'd be so funny. He's got to call it like the Middle Finger Fund or something.
Oh my God. So good. So good. But like, that's what makes this league special. It's these stories. It's these moments. It's the fans. It's the community. It's all of it. It's all of it,
Yeah.
Finally, the Evander Kane story has done some good for the world.
Oh my God. When I was looking for, because I saw the headline, or it was like,
sorry, I think I got a splinter in my butt. Sorry. I don't know what just happened. Something poked me in the butt. Go ahead.
Something had come on my feed and it was like showing, it was like a meme about like Ryan Hartman's, Evander Kane's ex-wife like donated money to Ryan Hartman. And I was like, that is like the weirdest thing. Why? So I had clicked on it. So then I had to do research. So then I went to like her actual page and my mind is just like blown. She has like 50 million stories a day. And it's just like chaos, absolute chaos. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, there is a lot to this story. I mean, there's two sides to every story. So you got to, weigh out the differences there, but I'm just like, this is way too much for my brain to handle on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day it was.
We got to check her Venmo. I would love to see her Venmo transactions. Like, is it public? And like, who is she paying what? And like, what is she doing? Because that's another super not so secret way to stalk somebody, but you can learn a lot from Venmo, because if you have that shit public, anybody can see who you're like giving money to and talking to. But anyway,
that is true. That is true. Unfortunately for me, I like come up with witty captions when I Venmo people, and I'm
that are totally irrelevant.
And I'm like laughing like a weirdo, and then like I'll like be like, okay, cool, and then I'll look private. And it's like I put all that effort in, and it automatically made it a private transaction. But I'd like to throw people off on my like transaction notes, so I
think that's fun.
Irrelevant, but.
I'm basic. I just try to find an emoji that matches whatever it is. And that takes more time than it does to actually just send the fucking money with no transaction note. But here we are.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have fun with it.
Yes. I think we also need to talk about Carey Price making his return to the ice on Friday night for the Montreal Canadiens. He's back. He's feeling good, was happy to, be back in the locker room with the boys, and the feelings and all the excitement and the things that come with it. His kids were there and they had signs, and I was almost crying again. What else is new? No. And, but I didn't, but, it was super sweet to see, that he's, doing better. It's good to see. You love to see these stories.
Yeah, him and a couple of Habs, I think, went to a Blue Jays game, and they posted like a picture of it, and he looked good. I mean, he looked like he was like physically good, and like he looked like mentally good. So I was able to catch the game a little bit on Friday night, and poor guy.
Well, they didn't play well, right? But
yeah. They didn't play well, but there was like
it's not Carey's fault.
Yeah. Oh no, it was a 3-on none. So he just had 3 guys coming towards him. They obviously scored. I was like, poor guy. He's just coming out on the ice, and you got to gang up on him like that.
Well, we know the Habs haven't been playing exceptionally well, regardless, all season, and so I don't think we can give Carey too much of a hard time, and. That's what this time of year is for, to get him back on the ice in these last couple games, in these last few weeks, and get him feeling comfortable again, and testing out whatever he's worked on, and getting his mind and body back into the space.
Yeah, and it was good to see. Glad he's back.
Yep. Something sad to report, not like tears sad, but
I don't know with you, everything's sad.
I don't know. I'm just in touch with my emotions, Breezy, and I'm letting them flow, and I'm not holding them back anymore.
That's okay. Just let them go.
Never in a million years did I think I would be crying on a hockey lifestyle podcast with you. Like, never thought that would be happening, but here we are. This is what the sport can do for people, okay? It makes us laugh. It makes us cry. It makes us angry. It makes us frustrated, happy, all the feels, okay? That's what this game does. But the voice of the Chicago Blackhawks, Pat Foley, has officially signed off the air. He called his last game as the voice of the Blackhawks. He got to call a W. He had asked, I think Kaner had told him that he would do what Foley had called on the air a spinorama, where he basically like fakes the guy out and spins around and breaks the defender's ankles in the process. But so we got to call that. And then his main catchphrase and what Foley said were his 2 favorite words were Hawks win, Hawks win. And such a touching tribute to him. And God, it's so sad when these things happen, like these legendary voices that you've grown up with, and like who've like called these momentous things, and you've just heard so long, and you feel like you know them,
Yeah.
It's it's sad but happy, and he said he was still going to be around, and he's just a regular old Hawks fan now and will be in the building. So congrats
awesome.
on a good career. And it really is a rebuild in Chicago. Talk about a tough year for us. Like, I don't even think that touches how horrible of a fucking year it was for Blackhawks.
Oh, jeez.
This week's episode of the House of Hockey podcast is brought to you by hockey fans. Feel the action on the ice like never before with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NHL. Right now, new customers can bet just $1 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state, you can still hit the ice for cold hard cash. New customers can make their first deposit and play free for thousands with DraftKings daily fantasy hockey contests. Draft your lineup of 8 skaters and a goalie and rack up points for goals, assists, saves, and more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code THPN. That's THPN for the Hockey Podcast Network. Bet just $1 on any NHL team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code THPN at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NHL. 21 and over. Restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Kind of makes me feel a little bit bad for trolling you earlier this week.
What? I don't even remember. I've already let it go. What did you troll me for?
Sometimes I just like sending you stuff because like I know your personality so well.
Yeah.
Like I'll just like send you stuff to kind of like do like little. I don't want to say like little jabs, but just like little like poking the bear, like hee hee.
I love it. I love it. Are you kidding?
I know, that's why I keep doing it. But it said Patrick Kane returns home to the Buffalo Sabres. And then you're like, that, no, like, whatever. No. I know he's from there, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, that would be kind of cool to see, him and Alex together. No. And you're like, no, that wouldn't be cool.
Those two deserve better than the Buffalo Sabres. I did. I said, no, that would not be cool.
Oh my God. And I just heard your voice like telling me, no, that would not be cool. And I just lost it. I was laughing so hard.
Good. I'm glad. I know. I was like, is she out of her fucking mind? No. This is not a good idea. No, this is a horrible idea. No, They deserve better than the Buffalo Sabres. Are you kidding? I don't even know why Tuck is there. And then somebody was like, oh, he's going to be named the new captain. And like, if you're Alex Tuck, you're like, whoop-de-flippin' do, baby. Like under this general management, like, oh, great. Yeah, okay. Stick that on. Really?
He is from there, so it probably could be an honor, but I don't know. I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah, I'm sure Tuck would say that. Like, of course, he's a great guy, and of course, he would make a great captain. I'm not saying that, but like, what a dubious honor at this point in his career. And the state of the Buffalo Sabres is like just... I'm going to say what we're all thinking. That's what I do. Alex Tuck probably wouldn't say that, but this is what the fans are thinking.
So you just Ryan Hartman, the Buffalo Sabres, basically. Yeah.
Come on. I feel for the fans, guys. Like, I really do. It's so hard. That would be so hard as a fan to watch your ownership spend all of your time and money on the NFL side of the game and the team and the Bills, and be in an arena where the seats are falling apart, have cheese stuck to them, gum under, like, just, and then like the team isn't even, I mean, it's just horrible. That's like horrible when you love this game and this sport so much as we do. Like, it's so hard. I just feel for them.
Yeah.
And I feel for Tuck. No, stop it. Stop it. Patrick Kane is not going to the Sabres. That's probably on his no trade clause in his contract, is like never going back to Buffalo. He got out of there. He's a Chicago guy now. Like, not happening.
Not happening. Well, I'm still going to poke the bear when I can because those things are really funny and really fun to do. And I know you don't take it personally, so that's even better. So,
never. Are you kidding?
That's what we like to do on this podcast. We just like to hit them where it hurts.
It's great. No, it's in good fun though. It's not like you're. It's in good fun. It's not in a harmful nature.
It always is. It's never in a hurtful or bad nature. We always have to have fun, right?
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what people are now, the media are calling the last dance for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So the Penguins have clinched a playoff spot thanks to Crosby mainly. This will be the first time back trying to, what does this say? Hold on a second. Pittsburgh has a chance to win the cup for the first time since 2017. Sorry, my brain's moving a little slow here. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. They've been in the playoffs. I'm not reading this right. 2017, will they get it? Will they make a deep run in the playoffs? And can the Pittsburgh Penguins actually win the Stanley Cup this year?
No, because it's going to be a redo of 2017 and the Preds will beat them this year.
Ooh, you heard it here.
Talk about wishful thinking. Holy crap.
Yeah. I would love to see this. Like, I love this story. I love this for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like, I love this story and I would love for them to win. And like before, their sort of dynasty, if you will, is coming to a close, but I just don't have any faith it is, not with the way that the Panthers and the Lightning and the Wild and all the other teams are playing. I don't know. They might get out of the first round, but it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough though, because you figure for how many weeks now have we seen really good teams, kind of skyrocket, right? But then you see certain teams, like you'll see like Sabres beat like, I don't know stats here, but you'll see like the Sabres beat Colorado and it's like, that should not happen, but it does. Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes and you got to figure these teams have been playing well all season, at some point, much like the Kings right now, they can't win a game to save their life because I think they've worked so hard and they've played so hard to get these wins, to get to these positions. And then all of a sudden, then you start slumping. Every team is going to start slumping, right? So especially going into playoffs, I mean, it's harder, faster hockey. So, I mean, anything could really happen if I'm being honest with you. Who knows? Yeah. The Panthers could be knocked out in round one and everyone's going to be like, holy crap, like what just happened?
Yeah, so, because that's what happens in playoff hockey.
Yeah, and certain teams, I mean, you got to think back in what was 2012 where the Kings were not supposed to be even close to winning. And they did. And I mean, it all changes. It all changes so quickly. If you have one bad game, that could trickle down to 3 bad games. And then next thing you know, your team's out. So Penguins could do it. I mean, they have playoff depth, obviously. They just added Jeff Carter to the roster, last season or 2 seasons ago? So,
yeah.
I mean, he comes in clutch.
Playoff experience.
Yeah, he comes in clutch in playoff mode. So it could happen. But also, it could happen with every other team in the running right now. So, I don't know. We'll see.
That's such a breezy answer, but you did give me you did start with a no. So I'm going to just go with that.
Yeah.
No, but let me say maybe everybody could win the Stanley Cup.
They could. I mean, maybe it's part of me like not wanting to like hurt anybody's feelings because I just, whatever. But I mean, I just want to watch good hockey. And if that means that it's coming out of the Penguins, then yeah, I'll watch it. But I would rather see a redemption season from the Preds when they got beat at home by the Penguins. Will that probably happen? I doubt it, but if it does, that's going to be awesome. But also, I mean, you got to give it to who's playing the best.
Yeah. So the wild card.
But if you look at the East right now, like as of today, it's pretty obvious who's going to be. I mean, Boston and Washington, they're going to make it, right? I mean, there's no way any other team could catch up to them. Unless I'm just reading this completely wrong. But I mean, I could be.
They can't.
But when you come to the West, I mean, there's a few teams, obviously, Colorado's in. And then you got to figure Calgary's probably going to be in. There's so many teams that are just going to automatically be in. But what really is going to start to trickle down is, I mean, you have Nashville, Dallas, Vegas. The Kings aren't safe. Edmonton's probably pretty safe. And then you have Vancouver coming out of freaking nowhere. It's all still, I mean, that's all going to get jumbled up for sure. I think it's going to be very surprising to see who's going to make the final cut there.
All these games matter for sure.
Every single one. Yeah, every game matters. It's not a good time to have a mid-season slump, that's for sure. It is exciting, though. I think we're going to see a pretty interesting playoff round, and there's a lot of Canadian teams that are going to be in there. How far will they make it? Well, that goes back to our previous conversation. Anything can happen, but I think it's going to be a good playoff run.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Like it always is.
Yep.
The only other thing non-hockey related that I did this week was, I thought you would appreciate this, but I went to see the Long Island medium, Teresa Caputo. Okay. If you guys don't know who she is, she has a TV show on TLC and I think now on Discovery Plus. She's had this show for like at least 10 years. She is she's from Long Island and she's a psychic medium. And she goes on tour and does live shows where she basically just gives live audience readings. And she's so funny. It was so good. However, I wish I had something more exciting to report. Like she gave me a reading, which she didn't, but it was so awesome and fun and incredible to see. And the amount of people she helped heal from like such serious tragedies and traumas and loss just puts it into perspective that like everybody has some kind of hardship or thing that they have gone through and overcome, and that like you are not alone, and like you can't compare somebody's tragedy to your tragedy, but like we all experience varying degrees of it. And to see her give these like very healing messages to people it was really cool. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
That's what I did.
That's what you did. I didn't do nothing like that, so what kind of English was like? I didn't do nothing like that. What is wrong with me?
All right, enough of this boring talk. Let's go watch our Preds and Hawks play each other.
All right. Put them up.
I hope we knock you down a spot in the wild card race.
You're not even in freaking contention. Let us have this one.
I know. I'm just giving a jab. Like I hope we make it harder for you to make the playoffs.
No. Please make it harder so then Rowan can get more points, and they're going to be well-deserved points.
So he can win all the trophies.
Yes. Homeboy had 10 shots on goal the other day for a defense.
Insane. He's insane. I'm on the Yossi bandwagon of like incredible player.
Thank you. It's about time. It's like the Minnesota Wild finally getting recognition.
Thanks for coming over to our House of Hockey podcast and hanging out with us. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. And in the meantime, you can follow us on social media. Just look for House of Hockey podcast. We'll be back next week.